So this project is special because it's probably one of the few, if not the only, triplex conversion projects happening in the city of Hamilton, specifically in this area. We see triplexes in the city all the time, but the Hamilton Mountain is one of those suburban areas where it's really hard to find that type of property where you can actually carry out that project. So the city, actually not even that long ago, I would say it has not even been a year since they passed the bylaw allowing us to do projects like this, where you can take a single family home and convert it up to 4 units. So that's why this property is special. It's rare, its layout is rare, everything about it makes it a killer deal. My client was looking for a great deal in this part of Hamilton because it's an A+ area, the Hamilton Mountain, but we were looking for a typical duplex conversion project that we could find at a solid price. The market was at its lowest, and statistically it was the bottom of the market that December 2022, January 2023 time. So we were able to look at some really solid deals, but this one specifically stood out to me because I saw it sitting on the market. I saw that it had 3 separate entrances and it was priced at $699. It was a little bit high if we wanted to do a renovation and convert it by adding at least another unit. But I knew it had the potential to add 2 extra units. And even at that price, it wouldn't have been a bad deal, but I was able to build some rapport with the agent. And just because of the market being where it was, I knew the sellers needed to sell as they had a pending purchase happening. We were able to apply some pressure and we got this at $615,000. Today, the same property, I have seen similar properties, same square footage, same conditions, selling over $750,000. So that should tell you something about this deal. And we're only 6 to 7 months from when this property was purchased, right? We're in July 2023. Now, the plan with this property is to take it, like I mentioned, it has this rare setup where there's a main entrance going to the main floor, side entrance going to the basement, and then there's an entrance at the back going upstairs to the 2nd floor. And there's already 2 electrical panels. So there were some benefits of picking up this project, and there isn't really very many 2 stories to begin with in this part of Hamilton, but having something like that with that type of setup and all those separate entrances just made it a really solid deal. The client's gonna take this property and they're gonna create 3 brand new units in there with 2 beds each. One of them's gonna be like a 1+ den, but I would say it could operate as a secondary bedroom. Now in this area, it's a very attractive area for tenants. So you can get upwards of $2,200 for a 2-bed unit, but on average, they're gonna get about $2 grand per unit. So they can easily get $6,000 plus of monthly income from this property once the project is converted. What makes this special and why it's gonna do really well is because the client is doing a full gut rental for the most part. There are some cost savings because of the existing layout. These units are gonna be better than some of the condos that are on the market. And plus they come with parking. I believe some of these units will be a lot better than some of the condos that are on the market. So the client can really charge premiums on the rent here based on current value. So I mentioned that this property is worth a lot more as is now than it was 6-7 months ago at the bottom of the market. But once it's converted, that's where you're gonna see the real gold, because triplexes in this area will sell north of 900,000. And based on recent comparables, and duplexes in this area selling between 875 to 925,000, I believe the client could get close to $1 million appraisal on this property. But if we're being conservative, they'll probably get in that 950K mark. Now that'll allow them, once they refinance at that value, to pull out pretty much most of their capital, their down payment, their renovation, and their closing costs. And they'll be able to do that within 6 months of acquiring the property. They close on it in February. They're pretty much done the major stuff in the rental, as you'll see in the video. But once it's all done in the next month or 2, they'll be able to complete the project and move on to the next property. And this is what you want to do nowadays. See, we're in this market where even duplexes in Hamilton, which is a lot more affordable than the GTA, used to cash flow, but now they're just breaking even, or a lot of times you won't be able to cover all your expenses with the current mortgage rates, but with these 3-unit properties, even with rates going up, let's say down the line, we're currently seeing rates anywhere between 6 to 6.5% on fixed mortgages. But let's say rates go up even further, this property will be able to withstand that. So it's a solid deal. It protects you from any future downturns. And because these are brand new units, you can get the market rents. So you're getting cash flow, you're getting the appreciation down the line, obviously, but you're building instant equity on the buy. And once it's renovated, you'll be able to pull out pretty much most of your funds. That makes a perfect deal, and those are really hard to find. But these are the projects where we're seeing those opportunities, the bigger projects with some more complexities. So I always advise my clients nowadays to focus on these types of deals, right? They're trickier, but if you're someone who has the capacity, the resources, the funds to do this, these deals are great because a lot of people don't even know that you can do this stuff. They're not even familiar with the new bylaws, right? Like, I know this stuff because I'm an investor. I focus on the city of Hamilton. I stay on top of these bylaws, and I guide my clients through this stuff as well. And I also work with a lot of professionals that focus on the same stuff, like whether it's contractors or architects or designers that work with the city a lot. So we know what to look for, but this is what you have to focus on. You can't just buy single family homes or even duplex conversions. They're better than a single family home, but these projects is where you can really protect yourself and still build your wealth in this economy. So I'm really happy for this client because they took action in a downturning market when a lot of people were fearful, and they got a really solid deal. And I'm sure once this one's completed, they'll move on to another deal similar to this, because if you're that type of person where you're taking action, you're ready to go, you're okay with some of the risks, but you understand that these bigger projects where, yes, you have to spend more money, you might have to take a little bit more risk, but you're getting a much bigger return, you're always gonna win. You're gonna outdo everybody because you have to get creative, right? And in Hamilton, you can still find these cash flowing properties, you can still find these solid projects, but you just have to work with that mindset. So if you're looking for similar properties, as you can see, I know what to look for, I know what to find, and I help my clients do the same thing, and I do the same thing myself. I try to find these opportunities, whether it's these types of projects where you're buying, renovating, refinancing, and then holding onto the property, or flipping a property. I know what to look for. So if you're looking for this stuff, reach out to me, right? I'll leave my contact info down below. You also see the free Hamilton investment guide, guiding you through some of the areas and different opportunities in this city. But reach out to me. I'll be happy to connect with you and kind of guide you through similar processes. There are similar deals that do come up from time to time. And nowadays, like, people are all getting more creative, especially the people that are actively looking to invest. So you have to move really quickly on these types of deals, especially now that people are starting to understand these newer bylaws a little bit better. So you gotta take action, stay on top of this stuff, and reach out to me. I look forward to connecting with you.